Hi Fantasy Managers, welcome to FPL Team Talk. In this video we're going to put together a wild card for game week 27. We'll look at how we cover those doubles for 27 and 29, as well as covering that blank for game week 28, and moving forward what the chip strategy might look like. So if you enjoy these sort of videos, give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and in the meantime, let's take a look. So the reasons for wildcarding in game week 27 are pretty straightforward and obvious. In game week 27 we have a double game week and there's a few sides that we'd like to target. We then follow that by blank in game week 28 and we get a double in 29. So we can target in game week 27 with a wildcard those sides that are doubling in both 27, Brentford and Brighton specifically, and in 29. Now there are a number of sides that blank in 28 which we can avoid also, such as Brighton, unfortunately, Liverpool, Man United, Man City. Brentford do have a fixture in that game, so we can definitely triple up on Brentford, and a wild card we put together triples up on Brighton as well, and avoids a few of the sides that have difficult fixtures and we don't have to play in 28. So this avoids the need to free hit. So going through the side as it stands, we have Raya in goal, 4.8 million. The budget is just not an option with this side. It's not really a consideration you've got to worry about. Plenty of money left over. Everton, Southampton, good double in game week 27, followed by that fixture in 28, as we know, and a decent double again in 29. It'd be nice if they had two home games, but Raya with those extra fixtures just has to come in. Dovetailing with Ward, but I don't intend to play Ward that much. Although his fixture, you could argue in 29, looks pretty decent, so you could go with that instead. Bournemouth not bad either, but in the whole, Raya, top point scorer in FPL for goalkeepers, he's got to be the one that I'm going to plumb for most times out of 10. Trippier comes in, decent doubles coming up as well. Wolves at home, not a bad fixture. Forest away in 28, one of the better fixtures as well. He just has a great XGI, even though he's not kept many clean sheets recently. He's still offering quite a bit going forward. 0.41, better than the likes of Trent, better than James. He is one of the best assets that we've got at the moment. I don't think we should come off of him. He stays in the side for me. Zinchenko, he's been chipping in goals and assists for Arsenal as well. XGI not amazing, but Arsenal just a very good defence. Their fixtures look really good. They have a fixture in 28 which avoids us having to free hit as well. So again, he just has to make the side. And I've got three Arsenal players in this side. Given that they play in 28 and they're on form, I just don't want to go without them. Ben Mee with that extra fixture as well, so it means I am doubling up on Brentford defence, but they do have two fixtures extra than your normal sides, and they're just so good defensively as well. So Ben Mee gets the nod. XGI, if he gets anything in terms of goal involvement, it will be a bonus. I'm not expecting much from him. Ben Mee, he's nailed in that Brentford side. He comes in there for me. Tyrone Mings is another one. You could go Konsa. I think I'm just going to go Mings for the security. He has a game against Bournemouth in 28. That's a good fixture. Pretty cheap. Offers not much going forward at all. But a double, not all that great in 29. But the fact they've got a fixture in 28 just allows me once again to not free hit. So he makes it into the side. And defensively, made up all the way along is Reece James. There is a worry in my... I am worried about minutes for Reece James. So if you didn't go James, you could go Shaw. That would be the other option. But if James gets the minutes, if they get knocked out by Dortmund, perhaps in the Champions League, from an FPL point of view, that could be quite useful because it leaves them only with the league to concentrate for. And James would undoubtedly get more game time there. Good fixture in game week 28 against Everton. He also plays in 32, which is a bonus, and that double in 29. Reece James, we know if you're an FPL manager that's played previously, you'll know just how explosive and good he can be. So that would make my back five. Into the midfield now. Mitoma is my first Brighton player, and I can carry him through 28. So I've got the double in 27, the double in 29. I just want to keep him there. I think he's one of the best assets Brighton have got. Beyond 29, he could be a player that we start to look to offload because Brighton's fixtures get quite tricky. But there is a potential to double in 31. So we'll have to just keep an eye on that. But Mitoma for the price, I think is really good. Marsh is another one you could go for. I prefer Mitoma. And the other one alongside him I think I would go for is McAllister. On penalties, nailed in that Brighton side, and also just playing a lot further forward. So his XGI 0.38, which isn't bad given his price. But I do think given he's playing much further forward behind the striker, getting lots of shots, Maybe his XGI is only going to go up. In the last couple of games he's played in that position, he's been amazing. So 5.4 could be a real bargain and a differential. I'm bringing McAllister in. I much prefer him over Marsh at the moment. Then Rashford, I just think he blanks in 28, but I can cover that. And he's just a player with the Southampton in 27 and the double. He's just on form. I don't think it matters who he's playing at the moment. I would want Rashford to be part of this side. I don't think he's a player that I'd go for without. And already owning him, I have quite a bit of money invested in. Rashford has to come in. Saka would be my second Arsenal asset. I think he's the one player that I definitely want out of all of them. Again, on pedal is nailed. Game in 28. It's an absolute no-brainer. He has to be in there. And the other Arsenal player that I think I would go for, from cherry picking three, Zinchenko, Saka and Odegaard are the three for all the same reasons. 0.58, great value for money. He comes into the side. Further then, we go up front. And this is perhaps where it gets a little bit controversial. I am ditching Haaland, and you know what? You could switch off now. I'm risking not going with Haaland. He has fixtures against Liverpool coming up in 29. Then he has the blank in 28. Palace in 27. I think away. I just think the tricky fixtures. And Watkins has a double. He has fixture in 28. The fixtures after that look good. I'm going for it. 7.3. Money's not an issue, but the fact that he covers 28 for me allows me to do to not free hit, and I just think the benefit in that outweighs having Haaland. It is a risk. I mean, I totally get it. I'm not sure how comfortable I am going with it, but I'm moving forward with Watkins. And then Tony, absolutely have to with those Brentford fixtures. He's an obvious choice and makes up my third Brentford player. On pens, nailed. Just got to be careful of those yellow cards. If he gets injured, I could just bring in De Bruyne or look to bring another striker that's playing in 28. Finally, we're made up with Kane. Fixture in 28. He's got decent fixtures coming up as well. I think he's got to be in this side. Budget not an option, and he possibly has a double coming up as well in game week 31. Talk maybe in 29 if Southampton getting put in there as well, but we'll wait and see. But he looks great value. He's on form, and that makes up my 15 players in my wildcard side. Let's have a look how it then shapes up moving forward. So this is how the side sets up for game week 27 then in its entirety. I think as a part of my playing 11, this is who I'd put. Watkins possibly on the bench, James, Mings away at Leicester and West Ham. Difficult one, but Kane at home and the doubles and the Arsenal playing so well, I don't think there's much choice. I wouldn't bench boost this week, possibly in 29, which we'll see in a minute. Captaincy, it's tricky. I think Tony, if you had 2 away games, you could definitely go with Toma or McAllister. That's an option. Or Tony just for the differential. I don't know. It looks great. Any one of those double week game week players is an option. Moving into 28, as you see, you've got it covered already. You'd have one free transfer to make, but you could react to anything that's happened already, or you could just hold it and roll it. But you still keep the likes of Matoma, McAllister and Rashford. I like the idea of rolling a transfer this week, unless you have to be forced to make anything. Captaincy, Kane possibly away at Southampton could be a good option. Saka against Palace, maybe as well. Moving into 29, because you've avoided free hitting, this looks like a great bench boost opportunity. Remember, you also have 2 free hits to be able to take. 2 free transfer, not free hits, to be able to take and put into this side. And you've already got 11 double game week players. You could take those transfers. Wouldn't want to waste one, but you've got the only single game week players you've got is 3 Arsenal players at home to Leeds, and you've got Everton away for Kane. So it's difficult to see where it could possibly go. But you could potentially, if you're worried about James not playing both games, is bring in Estepinian or someone like that. Captaincy, again, those fixtures look great for Brighton, so possibly go in there. Depending on the form and who else there is available, you could again pump for Tony maybe. Again, Rashford with 2 good fixtures. World your oyster. But that's how the side would set up and carries you through game week 28 and gives you a pretty good amount of flexibility with 2 free transfers also. That's it for this one then. Let me know about the wildcard side. Are you intending to wildcard in game week 7, or have you used it, or you're intending to lose it later on? Let me know if you think there's any players that I've completely overlooked that you think I should be bringing in. In the meantime, we'll come back at you with team selection videos before the deadline, a watch list as well. So make sure you hit that button, subscribe, like, and I shall speak to you soon.